I'll click record. Recording. Okay, so yeah, firstly, thank you everyone for coming to attend this session on Saturday night. Instead of going out for some dinner or supper. But I think the main reason why I wanted to hold this and also just open to the public is because I just recently found this technology called RPA, and it feels like it's going to be very promising. It's definitely useful for any individuals or businesses, and I think just want to spread more words about it. But just one disclaimer is that I also found this technology just a few weeks back. So I'm not an expert in this or anything, but I've just done more, market research into this. I play around with RPA softwares, and I talk to, experts in RPA to understand what it is all about and so on. So I think I will just have a bit more knowledge now. But I just want to share that knowledge so that maybe it will help to spark your interest in this RPA. Yeah. And today, I think what we want to do is to use UiPath to do web scraping. So this is the, hold on, maybe. Okay, yeah. Today's learning objective is these three main things. First one is what is RPA in the first place? And second one is, I think if you research about RPA, you will hear about UiPath. So what it is in the first place. And then the third one is the web scraping demo. So just straight onto what is RPA in the first place. It stands for robotic process automation. And this may sound cool, like a technology that allows anyone today to create a robot to basically emulate and execute the actions of a person interacting with digital systems. So what it basically means is that anything you do on your computer, whether you go to a website, you copy paste values, and you paste into a document, and you send emails, or you open a software, or you do any kind of actions on your computer, you can basically create a robot to do the same instead of you doing yourself. Yeah. So I think maybe it's a bit hard to just understand like that. So this is just a first example of what kind of things you can get the robot to do for you. And I think this is one of the common use cases that you will be doing when you are working or maybe for your school projects. So for example, what you would like to do here is to process a few documents. And here we can say that we are trying to process invoices that you have for the company. And you like to download multiple PDF documents from the email. So here, you go to your company email and download a few invoices. And then what you have to do is next is to, obviously open each PDF document. And then depending on what you like to analyze, you will do a copy paste from the PDF to Excel. So if you want to analyze the invoice amount for that particular day, then you will copy the date and the amount of the invoice. And also possibly about the company that has paid you the amount. And then finally, you like to share this with your colleagues. So you may want to send this Excel file with a few colleagues that you always work with. And you also want to have a short summary written in the email. Maybe you can say that this Excel file contains an analysis of don't know how many invoices. And so on. So this process, if you were to do it manually by yourself, let's say if it's just about 2 or 3 PDFs, then it will only take about 10 minutes. But imagine if you have to do this process maybe 10 times a month, and each day instead of 2 or 3 PDFs, you now have to do it for like 10 or 100 PDF documents. And then that will mean that you have to do like 1,000 PDF documents per month, and that's just going to take so much of your time. So what you can do here is to create a robot. They do this process for you, and you just have to, you yourself do not have to spend any time. Yeah. And I think the second use case for RPA is of course web scraping, which we are going to discuss more in detail today. And what is the benefit of web scraping in the first place? So I think Firstly, web scraping is to get and extract values from the website, any website that you like to access. And noting, so what you can do is, of course, to understand the price of your competitors' products. So let's say you are running a furniture e-commerce business, and you would like to understand how much your competitors are charging for their furnitures. So what you can do is to go to their website and then extract out all their products that's sold on the website, the price, maybe the description, the type of their furnitures. And actually for RPA, you can even extract out the photos and then save it on a certain folder. And I think other uses for web scraping can be to just generally understand market trends. You can scrape a news website. Maybe you can look for certain keywords on a particular news site. Let's say you're interested in, again, furniture. Then whenever the article includes the keyword furniture, then you can get the robot to extract all the article itself, the URL, and also the subject, and maybe the dates of the news article. And you can do a lot of other things. You can scrape a job portal so they can understand what kind of jobs they are available, and so on. Yeah. And I think for web scraping, what you have to do is to open the website, copy paste each values into Excel, and then you have to repeat for the next few pages. So if you are looking at to scrape 1,000 items, then usually there will be split into multiple pages, and you manually need to click next page, and then copy paste the values, and that's just going to take too much of your time. So now you can do this with RPA easily. So from this, and you can see that the benefits of the RPA, there are three main things. First one is accuracy. So of course, as a human, you will definitely you're prone to mistakes. So if you are processing 1,000 invoices, then you may accidentally copy wrong values and copy paste into something else. And in terms of speed, just one time of copy pasting can take a few seconds. But if you get the robot to do it, it's in terms of milliseconds. And you obviously there's no fatigue because robot is going to continuously process the invoice. Whereas for you have to maybe take a coffee break or something. Yeah. And the final one is in terms of cost. So whether you are individuals or businesses, time is money. So instead of you yourself or you're getting your employees to spend time doing repetitive and manual work, you can get the robots to do it instead. And that doesn't mean you don't have to hire those employees anymore. Now your employees are freed up to do more meaningful stuff rather than just wasting their time doing repetitive things. Yep. And I think if you look into RPA, then you will also hear about what is UiPath. And here if you so what this UiPath was a company that was founded in 2005, and it's been doing very well. Just recently raised $225 million in terms of US in 2020. And I think I really like their tagline, which is we make robots so that people do not have to be robots. So now you can get the people to focus more on the meaningful things, for planning, for strategizing, something that requires our brains instead of just manual clicking. And this one for the UiPath softwares, there's actually a free community version that any individuals can download to use for free. So if you're interested after this session, you can go ahead to download this UiPath community version here. But of course, if you're a business, then if you are bigger than certain size, then you need to use the paid version. But if not, then as a small business, you can also use the free version. And for UiPath, why I'm using UiPath for this time around is because it's just the leading RPA software provider. There are others like WorkFusion, Blue Prism, and Automation Anywhere that can do web scraping definitely, and almost anything else. But I think I'm just sticking to UiPath because of its superior capability. Okay, so I'm now going to a web scraping demo actually. And please note that I think after this entire session, then I can just have a Q&A if anyone has a question. And you can just type the questions onto the chat box. Yeah. So what I wanted to show you, so this thing is UiPath. It just looked like a software that you can, I don't know what it looks like. And maybe it may look slightly complicated at the start, but the web scraping that we're doing today, it's really, really simple. And maybe I can just show how we're going to, what happens if you run the UiPath program. So today, what we're going to do is to scrape this website. So this is just a test website that you can scrape. And here is, it's a website that shows what kind of books there are, the title. It shows the price in terms of pounds and whether or not it's in stock. And today maybe you can imagine that you're a person who wants to set up a book e-commerce website, and you want to understand the market price of books in UK. So you want to do some research. And when you want to do that, you can't just possibly like copy paste all these values into Excel sheet. Instead, you can do use UiPath to do the web scraping. Okay, so I'll just show you an example. What happens if you start running? So let me see. Okay, I will just click run. So when I click run, basically it will do its own thing, which is copy paste all the values, go to the next page and extract out all the values. So that's what it's doing. That's why the pages just refresh by itself. And now the process is already done. I can just try to show you the Excel file that is output. So hold on. Okay, opening Excel is taking some time. So list of books, and then you extract out all the titles of the books and also the value. So for this time around, I just limited to 100 entries, but you can just instruct the robot to extract all the values on the website. And if you were to do this manually, it would have taken so much of your time. And of course, there's time taken to settle the robot in the first place. But if it's something that you need to do it regularly, like for example, you want to always scrape the books so that you can understand about the price that is published recently, then just creating robot once, and you can scrape multiple times. And so I think today, I know most of you do not have UiPath installed, but I can just show you how it's done, so that you can maybe go back home and try to do this yourself. So basically, this is the answer. And there are multiple, many like features or like so-called activities that you can use in UiPath to scrape different things. So if you want to scrape not even from websites but from PDF documents, then there's a function that allows you to extract data out of PDF. And even if the PDFs are in terms of image rather than the texts, the UiPath comes together with the OCR technology, so it can just try to read the text even though it's an image and then extract out the values. So for this time around, we can use this feature called data scraping. And once I click it, it will ask you to select a value. So I will just go to the main page of this website, and I will go to selecting a value. So it will basically ask you to select a value that you'd like to extract. So in this case, you can click next and select this title of the book that you want to extract. So you just click it once, and then it will ask you to select a second element. So why it asks you this question is because it wants to understand the pattern. Other than just this first item, they want to understand where the second item is. So you can just click next and then proceed to press on the title of the second book. And here you can extract text. So you like to extract the text of this title, and you can say maybe title. And you can also choose to extract the URL of this particular link. But I think this time around, we can just not do that. And then you just click next. Okay, so then it will show you an example of, I don't know what happened there. But it will basically show you an example of the data, the preview of the data. And if it's all okay, then you can go ahead and click extract correlated data, meaning for each item, you can also extract the price. So this is called so-called the correlated data. And then it will ask you to choose the second element, which is this one. Yep, then here we can just call it price. Okay, then you will extract all this data, and I think if it's all okay, then you can just go ahead and click finish. And then it will ask you a question whether the data is spanning multiple pages. And most of the websites that you'll be scraping, if it's a huge amount of items, then it's, let's say for e-commerce websites, it will show different paginations. So here, what we can do is to say yes, then there are multiple pages, and you have to click on the button that allows you to go to the next page. And then you are kind of done. But at this point of time, what you've done is to scrape the data, and you've stored the data temporarily on UiPath. Now what you have to do is to copy paste these values onto the Excel sheet. So what you can do is within this data scraping box, you can click here, and then click this function called write range, which is basically to write the data into the Excel sheet. And here you have to write the name of the Excel sheet. So this time around, I'm going to enter the values into this Excel sheet. And remember to have this double inverted commas. And here basically is the name of the sheet, so in the Excel itself. So you can just say maybe list of books demo. And then on this right portion is basically which cells you would like to paste to. And since this one we want to basically paste the entire values into the entire sheet, so we don't have to restrict the cells. So we'll just clear it. And this portion is where you like to specify what kind of data you like to paste here. And here you can click the extract structured data, and you see on the right side, it will tell you different settings and so on. And here we firstly set that we want to just extract 100 items. And for the output is where this refers to the data table that we are extracting, and we would like to paste this into the Excel sheet. So the name of this data table is extract data table. So you can just take this name and go here, and just paste. Yep. And that's it actually. So you can just click save. And if you run the file, and just one note is that when you are doing this, you want to make sure that you have closed this Excel sheet. You do not want to have it open. So as of now, there's only 2 tabs. You can just close it first, and then we run the robot that we have so-called created. Just click run, and then it will do the same thing as just now, which is go to the website and go to different pages, copy, paste, and the values from this page to the Excel sheet. So I'm just going through really, really fast, right? So I think you should go back and download UiPath and try it on yourself. But I'm just trying to let you know this is quite a simple process. So if you open the Excel sheet, you will see that there's this new tab that basically did what we want the robot to do. And obviously, if you just don't limit it to 100, then you can extract out the whole website. Yep, and I think that was pretty fast. That's actually all. And this is just a demo for web scraping, but you can use this RPA softwares to do anything that you probably do at your workplace or school projects. But of course, I think it's definitely beneficial for things that is very repetitive and manual. Um, so that because you are giving specific instructions to a robot, and it cannot make certain judgments that only humans can make. But if there are certain like rules that the robots can follow, so for example, maybe when you're scraping, you only want to scrape the items that is in stock. Then you can kind of enter it here that if the item is in stock, then you will scrape. If it's not, then don't scrape. So if you have this kind of a very like strict rules that you can let the robots know, then the robots can make its own judgment and just scrape the ones that is in stock. But if you are trying to automate something that is has a lot of rules, then you may not want to automate those. Uh, yeah. So that's about it, and I hope it was pretty interesting. I think it was very short, but if anyone has a question, please do let me know. You can just type in the chat or just unmute yourself and ask. That's about it. And I think the reason why we wanted to hold this session is also uh, because we are looking for people who are interested to become an RPA consultant to help companies with their digital transformation. So there's just like a lot of companies out there that have a lot of tasks that need to be done repetitively. So we are trying to look for people who want to act as a consultant to help these companies. And I think this RPA is still a very like new technology that not many people know about. So if you are keen to learn more about this RPA, then we are planning to hold a few classes. And I think for those classes, it's not me talking. It's going to be a proper RPA expert who knows everything, almost everything about UiPath to kind of teach you. So if you are interested in those, you can just let me know. And I think you can also email us at team@worksider.com. And I think you may be a bit confused why I keep using the logo Worksider and why everything is called Worksider. It's because I'm also like running this website called Worksider on the site, which basically helps companies find interns and help students find companies to internet. And why we are focusing on RPA now is because we noticed that a lot of companies, they're hiring interns for very repetitive tasks, and I think interns shouldn't be hired just for those tasks. So we can help to help those companies, and we can lower their costs because now you don't have to pay the interns, right? But then for the interns wise, I think there are a lot of students who are finding difficulties to find jobs at this market because of COVID. So instead of being like sad or things like that, you can have spent your time to upskill in terms of RPA, and we foresee that there are a lot of potential opportunities for RPA related matters. So I think it will be a good opportunity for the students to learn RPA as well. Yep, that's all actually. Any questions? I think this was just like quick. I went through really fast in terms of what is RPA, what is web scraping, and so on. Any questions or anything on the chat? No one? I mean, I think if people are embarrassed, then I think we can just PM me. And this, I don't have a premium account for Zoom, so it's ending in 10 more minutes. So if there are no questions, please feel free to just PM me anytime. And I think we can dismiss ourselves. Thank you so much for your time. I hope it was useful and meaningful, and hope everybody is able to use RPA. And I think with this, we can kind of improve how we are working. Yep. Okay, thanks so much. Okay.